How's it going, guys? It's your boy Lieutenant Dan from Unintentional Grounding, live from Orlando, Florida. We are here. We are live. We are. What's up? Live. How's it going? What's up? Live. Are we not loud enough? There. Are we loud enough now? Are we not loud enough? There. Are we loud enough now? No, not loud enough. There. How about that? Echo. There. How about that? No echo now? We good? Better? Also, I got the... I asked Freddie, my guy that does all of my set of work, and this guy can't get rid of an echo. This guy does my soundboard. This guy does my music. This guy does everything. He's sitting right over here, and he can't get this stuff done right. I mean, what do I pay for this man for? Yeah, what do I pay you for? I don't get it. I do all this work for this show. I set all this stuff up, Freddie, and you just what's going on, man? Last week it was the chat doesn't work. This week now there's an echo. You don't think that the chat doesn't realize this kind of stuff and see this stuff? Absolutely. You telling me? No, absolutely not. Will Smith, Jay Holland, gone. Mr. Ergot T. Chris Edwards, Matt Tate, rise up. Stay grounded. Hope all of you guys doing well. Let's talk a little bit about this game. A little bit about this, this, you want to call it a win, I guess. You want to call it a win. The Atlanta Falcons did beat the Oakland Raiders today. Brianna, good to see you, my man. Rise up, stay grounded. Hope you're doing well. Man, everybody say hello to Brianna. She works so hard, man. She works so hard, kicking butt, taking names. Let's be straight here. Let's be straight here. The Falcons beat the Las Vegas Raiders. And everybody and their brother was like, oh my God, the Falcons defense did things. But after rewatching this game, because I had to work today because, you know, certain people like myself have to work a 9 to 5 to pay the bills and you know, supply the dinner and, you know, be able to have the lights on and be able to even just do this show. I had to rewatch this game. I rewatched it twice. Highlights and a bit of the condensed. And I will tell you right now, anybody in here that is a Matt Ryan supporter should know how much I love Matt Ryan, but I cannot stand this version of Matt Ryan. And if the defense didn't do what it did today, Matt Ryan and company, along with Dirk Cutter, you two, would have probably not even scored 20 points. Would have probably not even scored 20 points had the stops not been made, the turnovers not happened, the pick six by Debo. You're telling me that this Falcons team, and good to see Philip Bonner in the chat, rise up, stay grounded. I hope you're doing well. I had a fantastic Thanksgiving. I hope all of y'all in the chat had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Happy holidays to everybody in here. You're telling me that this Matt Ryan is the same one that I'm supposed to be like, 2021, 2022, that's my quarterback. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I will not sit here and promote Matt Ryan as the quarterback for this team for the next 5 years. I won't even say the next year. 2021, I had better see some type of quarterback. I don't care what round you grab him in. Better be the first 3. I'm not going to sit here and begin to describe Matt Ryan's level of play because it is, and let's just take stats and put them on the side because I know a lot of people in the chat are currently saying stats. Matt Ryan was seeing ghosts out there. Matt Ryan couldn't hit anybody on target. Matt Ryan's balls were floating up in the air like a lame duck. Matt Ryan, the quarterback, the guy that I've been promoting since 2008, the guy that I've believed in to make this team better, the guy that I think that can continue to lead this team in the right direction, is not the guy currently that is going to help the Falcons win games. He's going to manage the game. And I know a lot of my cohorts or my counterparts or people that I know in the industry right now are going to say that, you're out of your mind, Dan. You don't know what you're talking about. Matt Ryan with this kind of defense is going to win a lot of games. Yeah, because he's going to game manage. This is the same quarterback that was a MVP of the league in 2016 and has fallen off the cliff. And I don't care if you guys want to start this whole, you're shitting on Matt Ryan now. Now you're just trying to find things to make the team look bad so that we can all move on. I'm not blaming Matt Ryan for having a bad offense. I'm blaming a combination of Matt Ryan and Dirk Koetter as the reason why this offense just doesn't work. And it's just oil and water, okay? Oil and water don't mix. Matt Ryan and Dirk Koetter is not a good combination. If Matt Ryan was with any other type of offense coordinator, because Matt Ryan's a timing QB, all of this extra would be better served for a young, vibrant, spunky quarterback that can make adjustments, because it takes time for Dirk Koetter's offense is his routes that he wants his wide receivers to run. It takes time for them to develop, and Matt Ryan's a timing quarterback, so things need to happen on the dime. Since 2008, Matt Ryan has been a timing quarterback. It's all been about reading one or two things and hitting that particular wide receiver or running back out of the backfield or down the middle of the field, hitting them on a dime and being accurate and quick. And this is not the type of offense for Matt Ryan to continue to flourish. So if we're going to keep Dirk Koetter around, either Matt Ryan has to go or Dirk Koetter has to go, and we have to move to a more power, play action oriented offense, or altogether move away from both. That's your options. Either move away from Matt Ryan and get a young quarterback for Dirk Koetter, or move away from Dirk Koetter and get a guy that can slow it down, not make Matt Ryan have to pass so much, and serve this offense and defense well, or move away from all things related to Matt Ryan and Dirk Koetter and start this thing all over again with, I don't know, like Eric Bieniemy or some whatever guy to come in here and start making it different, make it more exciting. Because today I saw a touchdown pass in the back of the end zone by Matt Ryan, which was easily something that could have gotten picked off if anybody had been in the area. And multiple times where Matt Ryan and company just it's insane. It's insane what I have to say here, but this type of offense is not something that's going to be conducive to winning multiple games. And this defense played out of its mind with the Las Vegas Raiders literally shooting themselves in the foot. Had the Las Vegas Raiders not shot themselves in the foot early in the game and gotten that touchdown, instead of backing themselves up and just taking the field goal, this would have been a more competitive game, and we would have lost this game. And that's from a guy that has watched the Atlanta Falcons over and over and over and over and understands the monotony of the Atlanta Falcons. And this currently right here, this version of the Atlanta Falcons, was the defense played out of its mind, and the Las Vegas Raiders are that bad. They really are. They shot themselves in the foot multiple times. They should have lost many, many more games because of their tendencies. The Matt Ryan and Atlanta Falcons defense combination today, managing the game and making it work, and the defense playing out of its mind and getting pressure. That's all good on Jeff Ulbrich and Raheem Morris. I still don't want Raheem Morris as my head coach because I know where that leads. It leads down the Rich McKay, good old boy route. I like what the defense did today, but that's abnormal. That's not something that happens all the time. And looking at Matt Ryan, you can see this is not the same quarterback from last year, the year before, or even the year before that. This quarterback is a shell of himself, a guy who's scared of pressure. Anytime pressure comes up, he tries to get the hell out of the pocket and then take sacks. He had that happen twice today. And that's not a lie. That's not some fib to make you guys think differently. Matt Ryan's not the guy anymore unless you change the offense completely. So I'm not going to sit here and continue to bash on Matt Ryan, but the cat's out of the bag. Matt Ryan's an old quarterback and needs to be catered to. And instead of catering to somebody, how about you promote and make this offense better by wiping the slate clean, by bringing in an offensive coordinator that actually can make a young QB in this upcoming league better. Because you only have a few years left with Matt Ryan. What coach is going to take this job and try to take Matt Ryan for the next 2 years and waste his time instead of grabbing a QB from the draft? It's simple mathematics here. It's simple A to B to C to D programming here. It's super simple. Super simple vision work and forecasting, okay? No quarterback in this entire league like Matt Ryan is going to get a brand new head coach because that coach is not going to want to waste their time. Facts. That's just the facts of the matter. Am I excited that the Atlanta Falcons won? Not really. Not really. But Dan, why? Because it killed their draft capital. This whole tanking and losing thing, I don't really care about the tanking part. It's about when you start playing out of your tendencies and you start winning games, it gives a false hope, a false sense of security like this team can just turn it around. And I don't know what those other content creators are doing right at this very moment. You know, the Mad Mikes of the world, the Fila Sports of the world, the Falcons UKs, the Falcoholics, and so on and so forth. I don't know what they're talking about. I have no clue right now. They must be really excited about this win, but this is a flash in the pan win, and I'm not going to pretend like I'm going to be fooled. Oh, you fooled me. You fooled me. You won a game. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm not. You fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Fool me 3 times, you wouldn't. Because I'm definitely not going to sit here and pretend that this win changes the narrative. It doesn't change any narrative here. This is the same Falcons team that we've been seeing year in and year out, win games that look like trap games, lose games that they're easily winnable, and are not competitive in games where they should be competitive. We should be easily 8-1 right now. Easily 8-1 right now, without question. And I'm not even doing math correctly right now. This should easily be an 8-2 team. This should easily be an 8-1, 8-2 team right now. And I'm not going to go through the whole history of the Atlanta Falcons again, but by not getting rid of Dan Quinn, you created the perpetual nightmare that we live in today, where people don't want to move on from Matt Ryan because they're too familiar, they're too in it. They're too deep in the sauce. So I am gonna sit here and tell you the Falcons do need to draft a quarterback in this coming draft. I'm being very, very serious about that. By not breaking the mold, you're not going to invite any good coach to come in here. You're going to invite a lot of bad coaches and a lot of bad GMs if you want to save Matt Ryan and make it work and let him game manage. Okay? Because this offense, a couple of things. Number 1, we don't feed Hayden Hurst enough. Number 2, Ito Smith is the better running back between him and Brian Hill. Number 3, the Atlanta Falcons right now know that Matt Ryan, if they keep him, everybody keeps their jobs. If they get rid of him, people ask questions and start cutting this team to shreds. So, yeah, Matt Ryan and Julio Jones, their days are numbered here in Atlanta. That's just is the deal. And Obi-Wan Blow Me. Great name. I love that name. Matt Ryan isn't the problem. He's a byproduct of the problem. The problem is that this offense is anemic. And Matt Ryan is a byproduct of that anemic offense, and he proves it every time he goes out there and throws the ball to nobody. When he gets sacked because he holds on to the ball for 6, 7, 8 seconds trying to find somebody open, that is mostly Dirk Cutter's fault, and then a lot of Matt Ryan as well. Matt Ryan's not the problem. Matt Ryan's one of the problems. One of the problems. And can we sit here and start saying, get Matt Ryan out of town? I'm not going to be that guy, but I am going to say that if you aren't preparing for the future now, you're going to sit here and you're going to blow it. Because don't get a quarterback at the last second. This is how good draftees work and how bad draftees work. And I was talking to Real Pat Man today. I am not going to be fooled into thinking that this team is good, because it's not. Just beat up on a up and down, completely chaotic Las Vegas Raiders team. And number two, we've seen every other good team that we've played this year. Those teams have beaten the absolute dog shit out of us, excuse my language, because we're not a good team. Because we have an older quarterback that needs a predictable but working offense. Needs a heavy dose of the run game. By the way, our run game is not very good, and that's because of our offensive coordinator. So you see how it's a flip-flop back and forth between the offensive coordinator just doesn't know what he's doing and doesn't work well with Matt Ryan. It's oil and water. They don't mix. And Matt Ryan just getting older and not being able to make those split-second decisions and holding on to the ball too long and staring down wide receivers. So you've got a two-part problem, and you either eliminate one part of the problem and hope to God that this part works, or you eliminate the other part of the problem and go draft a new QB, and maybe that works, or you get rid of all of it because the new head coach or the new GM is going to go, I don't care. This doesn't work. This doesn't work. The money we put into this guy, the game management that he's going to do every single week, and all the things that I have to do in order to make Matt Ryan work doesn't help me. Doesn't help me as a coach. Because if I'm a coach, if y'all are coaches, think about this. Think about this unbiasedly for a second. Don't think about this as a Falcons fan. Think about this as you're a coach about to get the Falcons job. You're not going to waste 2 years of your 5-year contract, most likely 5-year contract. You're not going to waste 2 years of your 5-year contract with Matt Ryan. You're not. You're not going to do that. You're going to go, I want my own guy. So I can take 5 years and prove that in that 5 years, I can make this team work. Because you're not going to use 2 years, hope that Matt Ryan works out, and then use 3 years on a new QB. You're not going to do that because you don't have time. And if I'm taking the job or you're taking the job, I'm not going to take 2 years of my life trying to promote Matt Ryan and make it work just so that Rich McKay and Arthur Blank and formerly Thomas Dimitroff look good. I don't have time for that. Matt Ryan, I thank you for your services. I thank you for everything you've done for this team. I thank you for all the things that you're about to do for this team, good and bad. I thank you for everything that you've accomplished in your time here in Atlanta, and I hope that this next year, the final games of this year, and probably next year are great seasons for you for the rest of this year and all of 2021. But in 2022, c'est la vie. C'est la vie. Such is life, right? You're going to be in your mid-30s. And the Reaper never loses. Time never loses. You are probably going to be the one that gets cut or gets traded or gets moved. Because unfortunately for you, Matt, this team isn't going to have enough talent and coaching over these next couple of months to make it work cap-wise, playbook-wise, team-wise. Isn't going to work. Isn't going to work. And so while I love the narrative of trying to make Matt Ryan into a QB, Super Bowl winning QB, into somebody that cements his legacy here in Atlanta, I just see Chris Chandler. And Chris Chandler was a good quarterback. He took the Falcons to a Super Bowl. But Chris Chandler was Chris Chandler. And Matt Ryan is Chris Chandler. Dan Marino. Peyton Manning before he won a Super Bowl. That's who Matt Ryan is. Stats look great. Wins a couple of clutch games. Has a couple of times where he throws a pretty decent throw. But Matt Ryan to me is long in the tooth. And I don't hate him, and I don't want him to leave, but I'm not stupid. And the time has come where we need to find a replacement for Matt Ryan. By all means, be here in 2021 because the cap makes sense for that, and you being here makes sense for that. But as of right at this very moment, the Falcons need to heavily consider first-round quarterback. And I'm not even joking. Trey Lance, Zach Wilson, trade up to go get Fields or Trevor Lawrence. I don't care what it is. Kyle Trask. One of these guys needs to be an Atlanta Falcon by the end of the 2021 NFL Draft. And I'm not joking. I'm dead serious. You can go, oh my God, Dan's lost his mind. He wants a quarterback. Don't ever draft the year that you need a quarterback. Always draft a year before. Matt Ryan's contract ends in 2023. Okay? He's easily cuttable in 2022. And we have to play at least one more season with Matt Ryan. Draft your quarterback this coming year. Have him right behind Matt Ryan. Have him learn, grow, mature, and then come into 2021, at the end of 2021, beginning of 2022, and have that quarterback take over. It's time to think about the future. The future's now, and we can't pretend that coaching is just going to change it all. It just isn't. That's not how this works. Matt Ryan will be a great game manager for us. Game manager, meaning that he won't turn over the ball too many times. He'll make some of the correct throws, and he'll make sure that we can get down the field. That's what Matt Ryan is at this point in his career, and there's nothing wrong with that except for it's not a longevity type of deal. This isn't something that's going to be stable or have stability for you for more than a couple of years. And Pantera, don't get your panties all up in a wad because I said the name Trevor Lawrence in podcast, I guess, this live stream. Anything's possible. Anything is possible. But to get Trevor, you have to have the number one pick. And unless you basically give up everything, and I mean everything, to be able to get Trevor Lawrence, it isn't going to happen. But it's a name on the list that I have to say because the possibility is there. I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to pretend that the Jets won't be the Jets. I'm not going to pretend that the Jets aren't the Jets. That their organization does stupid, idiotic things. And I'm sorry, Jets fans, but you guys do it every single year. Every single year, whether it's something that you did in camp or in a game or, God forbid, all the times that you draft. Okay? That is a fact. That is an absolute freaking fact. Efren Bailey says, how many teams are playing revolving door at QB? Not many. A lot of teams are pretty much set at their quarterback currently right now. Maybe the top 5 currently in the draft are playing revolving door. This isn't science, it's luck drafting QBs. No, it actually is a science. I'm sorry that you feel like everything in the draft is just luck based and a roll of the dice. But any good GM or any good scout can see developmental traits in any particular player. I mean, that's with any job. You can go to any job, any regular 9 to 5, and find guys and gals that have a great attitude, that have a positive mental approach to things, who have strong mental vibes, being able to elevate the people around them, but also elevate their work status and go above and beyond. You can find developmental traits in players just like you can in real life with regular Joes. And if you are good at that and you know the developmental traits and you see improvement year in year on those players, and it's not rocket science in a way to find those developmental guys, because those traits are easily found. It's all the underneath traits that show you where we can go with a player. So the tape doesn't lie. Okay? There's a whole bit of really, really good quarterbacks in here. And honestly, and Mr. Beasley, I'm going to just be straight with you, man. I'm going to be straight with you. I'm not slandering Matt Ryan. I'm just telling the facts and truth, man. That's not that quarterback right there that just played today. That's not a good quarterback. That's a game manager. There's nothing wrong with a game manager if you have a really good defense and a really strong running game. The Falcons don't have a very strong running game, and this defense is Jekyll and Hyde. And don't let that defense right there that you just saw today fool you into thinking that that's going to happen every single week, because that's not what's going to happen every single week. It's not. We know that from watching all the rest of the games this year and watching the Falcons year in and year out, regardless of whether Dan Quinn was your defensive coordinator or head coach. We know that for a fact. Looking at starting QBs around the league, how many are on their second contract set for 5 to 10 years? That's a revolving door. That is almost every single quarterback in the league. And you're literally condensing it down to a set of about 5 or 6 quarterbacks. And of those 5 or 6 quarterbacks, maybe 2 of them are all generational. So you can't play that game because that's too broad. If you want to really actually condense it down to where it needs to be, you're looking at about 55 to 65% of the league has a sustainable quarterback with bad coaching or a bad roster. And the rest of it, that 1% or 2%, have really good coaching, a really good roster, and a once-in-a-lifetime generational quarterback. I'll name the Chiefs. Okay? Of all the rest of the quarterbacks that are in this league, of that 30% or so, I think that particular setup is based on what those offensive coordinators or those head coaches like in their quarterback. Look at Sam Darnold, for instance, with the Jets. That insane madman that's running things over there as their head coach loves Sam Darnold to death and is going to die with Sam Darnold. Okay? So I can't call that a revolving door. I call that injury prone, and I call that forcing a square peg in a round hole. This just is. So what's the plan, hope, for a cheap Kirk Cousins? That's a really interesting conversation, because Nick Foles is another one of those tradable pieces that goes from team to team. And that's because, and this is also Ryan Fitzpatrick as well, because these guys are journeymen and they can't be depended on constantly as guys that can do their job. But, I mean, hell, man, you can't deny that they can come in and play a couple of games. So I don't know if that's necessarily what you would say a revolving door is either, because those guys are also a minutia, you know. Blake, Mitch, Winston, Marcus, Darnold, Rose, Manziel, all first-round picks. And all of them, looking at every single one of those guys, had issues, and we all talked about how those issues are terrible. Blake was one of those I wish that you could work, and he didn't work. Mitch Trubisky had a lot of the great traits that you were looking for in the big arm, but didn't have any of the IQ. And you can definitely tell that was the case. That's why we all laughed at the Bears for taking Mitch Trubisky and not taking Watson. Winston had the same terrible traits that we all saw in college, and we all laughed at Jameis Winston being the guy. Easily, we all called that out. Marcus Mariota was the better quarterback in that draft, and yet Marcus Mariota couldn't stay healthy. And once you can't stay healthy and you continue to go through an offense that basically terrorizes you because your offensive line is terrible. Marcus Mariota definitely fell straight the hell off. Sam Darnold was never a good quarterback. We all knew, Rosen was a bad quarterback. We all knew that he wasn't going to do well. Sam Darnold, unfortunately, just played for the Jets. And Manziel was never going to be more than a flash in the pan in the league. So, I mean, yes, I understand. First round draft picks, those are bad GMs and head coaches making bad decisions. Come on. Looking at good traits. We need to look at good traits. So then the NFL has a QB problem. 100%. 100%. And should be treated like any other position. 100%. 100%. Unless they're generational talents. 100%. And that's not the case. It isn't the case because QB is over-dramatized and overvalued. It really is. I'm not saying that a quarterback shouldn't be valued. Quarterbacks should definitely be valued. They can be your franchise or they can be the bane of your existence. But if you aren't looking for great traits and you're not looking for... people get really attached, I say this all the time, by shiny nickels. People get attached by shiny nickels. And look, if you're not looking for good traits, you make bad decisions, and a lot of those guys are in and out of the league very quickly. I mean, look at the Browns. The Browns are a shining example of why if you don't have a very good scouting department and you have a bad GM. By the way, how many of those teams, I want to ask, for those of you that are battling for it's a crapshoot to get a good QB in the first round, how many of those quarterbacks and their head coaches lasted on their teams? Because I can say right now that Winston didn't last. He had multiple coaches. Trubisky, I think, has only had one coach. Blake, the Jags, back and forth, never. They were firing their coaches in and out. They just fired Caldwell today. Jim Caldwell just got fired today. Who else? Marcus Mariota. He was in and out of his situation pretty quick, and he went through two coaches, I think. Sam Darnold, let's not even talk about. That's the Jets. Josh Rosen. Jesus Christ, what a bad situation there. Trubisky's possibly out of Chicago currently. And Manziel, the Browns, that organization couldn't get themselves out of a fire if they had an entire fire team help them out. So, and now they finally have Baker Mayfield, and they're still in the drama, and they're still in the sauce. So, I'm gonna sit here, and I'm going to tell you guys, the Falcons need to make a smart decision on a QB in the first two rounds, and I would love to be in the first round and go grab one of these guys. I don't think there are any generational talents in this draft. I like Trevor Lawrence, but I think that he has a lot of mechanical issues and he needs to fix some things. I hate Justin Fields. I think that he's such a niche quarterback. Zach Wilson, another guy that I don't think necessarily is going to be able to come year one and do anything at all. Lamar Jackson is a running back, so stop that, Joseph. It's ridiculous. Kyle Trask has so much work that he needs to do. And then there's Trey Lance, who only played 1 year worth of college ball. So honestly, man, it's not a great look, but looking at traits, Trey Lance has traits. Zach Wilson has traits. Trevor Lawrence has traits. Justin Fields doesn't have traits. Okay? Kyle Trask doesn't have traits. Okay? And as you go down the list of other QBs through this roster, what am I talking about? Through this class, you don't see a lot of traits. So there's only a few select QBs in this class that have traits. And I'm not talking about big arms. I'm talking about being able to see, field vision, being able to hit guys in timely manner, being able to read a whole field. Even if he's not able to read the entire field, being able to deliver the ball accurately and effectively from point A to point B. And there aren't a lot of QB. There's actually only about 3 QBs in this class that are able to do that: Wilson, Lawrence, and Lance. And of those 3, 2 of them are projects. They're going to have to sit behind another quarterback for at least a year or two. And then one of them might be able to start, but it's the Jets. So the Jets are going to fuck it up anyway. So, the Jets drafting Trevor Lawrence is going to be a nightmare and might as well ruin his career. And if I was Trevor Lawrence, I would be the most Eli Manning of Eli Manning style players and ask for a trade immediately. I wouldn't want to play for New Jersey any day of the week. That's right. I call them New Jersey. They're just the New Jersey Jets. They're from New Jersey. Fields is not a dog. Don't be fooled like with the Dwayne Haskins stuff or any other Ohio State quarterback. Do not be fooled by Ohio State's play and what they do every single day of the week. Don't be fooled by that Big Ten nonsense that they do up there in Ohio. Okay? That stuff is garbage. It never translates well to the NFL, and it's always niche. It's always niche. And I am not fooled by said nicheness or shiny nickels or the big bomb throws that people make. I am all about accuracy. All about being able to read the field and see with your vision. And only 3 quarterbacks do that, and still 2 of them need time. So there's really only 1 quarterback here, and he's potentially going to the Jets right now and probably going to end his career with the Jets because the Jets don't know how to build an offensive line. They don't know how to put a real offense coordinator out there, and they don't know how to stop letting their GM/head coach/offensive coordinator sniff crack off of people's backsides. So I honestly, man, if you're a Jets fan, I'm so sorry for you. Your team will probably get Trevor Lawrence and nothing's going to change because your culture doesn't change ever because your owner's bad. Your owner's bad. Your GM's bad. Your head coach is bad. It's bad. It's bad. The only reason why you get good players is because you're lucky and you're always in the top 10. Always. Good meme, though. Good meme. The Jets. Good meme. Excellent meme. Fields would have done that in any conference. And here we go with intangibles and XYZ. Oh, Fields would have done that in Georgia, or he would have done that in Oregon, or he would have done that at Clemson, or he would have no, he would have not. Justin Fields reminds me of a better version of a quarterback that played for Clemson and then went and played for Mizzou. Yet only this guy can hit his reads, and the other one couldn't. Have fun figuring that one out. But that being said, Kelly Bryant. And that being said, I think right now where the Falcons currently are, what they're trying to accomplish and where they're trying to go is mixed up and jumbled up with the false sense of security that we continue to get every time we win a game and then lose 2 straight. So here comes the Falcons. They have to play Kansas City, the Saints again, the Bucks again. Who else do they have to play? What are we, 3, 4, and 7? What are we, 4 and 7? It's 11, 8, 9, 10. What is it? No, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We got 5 more games left. The Saints, the Bucks, the Chargers, the Chiefs, and who's our last game? Anybody in here? Anybody in here know what our last game is? Falcons schedule. Bucks one more time. Oh, Bucks back to back. We haven't played the Bucks. We play the Bucks one more. We play them at the end of the year, and we also play them like 2 weeks before. So we still have the Bucks to play twice, Kansas City, the Chargers, and the Saints. And of those games currently that I'm looking at right at my screen right now, Freddie, stop making my screen go up and down, bro. Look, you were on a roll tonight. Everything was going fine. Everything was working. Okay? And then you start messing with my screen over here. And I'm trying to tell you, bro. I'm trying to tell you. When I have stuff going on over here, I need you to just be straight. Just be straight with me. Okay? Do what I need. Do what I need. All right. Stop scrolling up and down. I just wanted to see the Falcons schedule. You put it up for me. I appreciate it. Here it is. And you're making it go up and down. So the Falcons' next game is going to be against the New Orleans Saints. And this could be a revenge game. It could be. It definitely could be. Honestly, definitely could be. Scroll down some more. I can't see the rest of the game. Scroll down. Thank you. Jesus. Saints, then Chargers, then Bucks, then Chiefs, then Bucks. So what are the Falcons sitting at? 4-7. I'm going to call a loss to the Saints at home. So that would put us at 4-8. And then we're going to beat the Chargers, so we're going to be 5-8. And then we're going to beat the Bucks, so we're going to be 6-8. And then we're going to lose to the Chiefs, so we're going to be 6-9. And then we're going to beat the Bucks again, we're going to be 7-9. And that's how the Falcons are going to end their season, 7-9. So pull up Tankathon for me. Where is the team currently sitting, and where would they be? Scroll down a little bit. Where would they be? Ooh. Just outside the wild card picks. Ooh. Yeah, if you're 7-9, what was the 2019? Pull up the 2019, Freddie, pull up the 2019 draft. Where were they at that point? 2019. That doesn't show me any of the Freddie, I need you to pull up the actual records, the records of each one of the teams, bro. Smitty Sports Machine, what's going on, my man? How you doing? Is this it? This is what you're showing me? This is what you're showing me? So if we go 7-9, we could be like anywhere from pick 13 to pick 18. Thanks. Appreciate that. Close all that out. I don't want to see any of that on the screen. I want to see my chat. Show me my chat. Fix it. Show me my chat. Whew, man, this is why I don't pay people. Anyway. Anywho. Yeah, so this is your current current situation right now. You're going to be picking probably in anywhere from that 18 to 13 range if the Falcons end up 7-9. You need to hope and pray that not only New Orleans beats us and Kansas City, but somehow we lose one of those Bucks games or we lose that Chargers game, because otherwise the Falcons are going to be picking outside of the top 10. Outside of the top 10, I think there's no way that the Falcons are able to get a quarterback and are going to have to move on to that whole, oh boy, keep Matt Ryan here and try to build everything around him, in that case, I would just go ahead and draft Najee Harris and be like, let's actually get a running game going. Let's get a power running style. Let's bring in an OC that could give us a power running style and give us an offense that can complement what our defense wants to do, which is be aggressive. So if Raheem Morris does end up being your head coach, and say you have, what is that guy's name? Arthur Smith? Not Arthur Smith. What is his name? Trey Smith or whatever his name is. The former Texans. Look that up for me, Freddie. What is that? Yeah, that's what I want. Fine, I'll look it up myself. look up stuff myself. Rick Smith. If Rick Smith came in here, I think that you'd probably see Raheem Morris as your head coach and defensive coordinator, and then you'd have to go get yourself an offensive coordinator. And I might as well go ahead and say just move away from Dirk Cutter and have somebody else come in, but that's just me, because he doesn't know how to do any running plays at all. Anyway, I think Trask would be a solid pick in the second. Smitty, I don't think that it's the worst thing in the entire world to go get Trask, but I think that he has to sit at least a year or two behind Matt Ryan before getting the reins. And Trask reminds me terribly of Trubisky, which is really, really daunting. It's heavily. Put us on transition. 10 seconds. So thank you guys for coming through. I really appreciate it. Rise up, stay grounded. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Make sure you hit that like button, that notification bell, and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you get all of your Falcons content. You listen to nothing but the facts and the truth from your boy here and Lieutenant Dan from Unintentional Grounding Live. I will see if I do any more streaming tonight or if I do anything else. But if I do not, you guys enjoy the rest of your day, night. Enjoy that Falcons victory. Got that dub. Guess that's pretty cool. And if I do come back on and I do stream again, hit me up, twitch.tv/unintentional grounding. Go check me out over there. And if I do go live, we will go back on that platform and play some video games and chill out with you guys. Peace, hair grease, rise up, stay grounded, and I hope to see you guys again real soon. I really appreciate you guys coming through. Mr. Irv Got T, thank you for coming through, man. Jason, Dexter Flash, Brianna, thank you guys for coming through. Rise up, stay grounded. I hope you guys are doing well. Make sure you guys hit that that join button down below. That helps me be able to get out of my daytime job and be able to do this full time. So rise up, stay grounded.